Milo Yiannopoulos does not understand net neutrality. He made a video about it, and now I'm going to make a video about his video telling him why he's wrong. So let's jump right into it.
You've changed my life in a way because your talks on anti-fat acceptance, fat shaming, if you will. And I've lost 20 kilos since halfway through last year. Since I started.
Congratulations, sir.
So
Great.
thank you for that.
The first part of the video is about fat shaming. I don't really have a big problem with it. You know, people don't really change their ways unless they're criticized. So giving people compliments about their weight, especially if they're overweight, will make them not change. But giving them healthy criticism will make them change. Next.
And completely unrelated, what are your thoughts on net neutrality? The whole
Oh,
kerfuffle in
you're
the
all
US.
wrong about it. Because everybody in this room thinks net neutrality is a good idea, and it isn't.
I don't know how you know everyone's opinion in that room, Milo, but just assuming it's true, they are right about it. It is a good idea. Every time he lies, he sticks out his tongue.
You all think it's going to go to some sort of hellish corporate America ruled, dystopian hell where your email is going to get slowed down to a crawl because you can't afford the expensive whatever.
Milo, the email companies can afford their bribes, so it won't get slowed down. The problem is that smaller businesses won't be able to pay the bribe, therefore their websites and businesses will get slower speeds.
Horse shit. All it's doing is taking the internet back to where it was a couple of years ago anyway. And by the way, this is going to be technical, it's going to bore some of you, but I'm going to give you a serious answer since you asked. Net neutrality basically means that every packet of data, every little lump of information on the internet should be treated equally, agnostically of what it contains.
Milo, that should be the case, but without net neutrality, it won't be.
So it forbids, for instance, your cable provider, the people who do your internet, so in America it'd be like AT&T or Comcast or whatever, from selling you a service where Netflix is faster, right? So you could pay more to get better quality of video with no buffering and all the rest of it. HBO and Netflix come like beautiful, crisp 4K, like that,
No, Milo, you pay more for the same. They're not going to come out to your house and install better wires, alright? Or better router. It's going to be the same internet, but they charge more for it because they can.
Because you paid more for it. In my view, this is, the FCC started this under Obama, this net neutrality thing. It's not, the George Soros-funded organizations that are pushing net neutrality and advocating for more government control of the internet have told you two big lies. The first one is that the government should regulate the internet rather than the free market.
So he just stuck out his tongue again. Milo, the free market does not regulate properly. That's why we have the EPA. The government should regulate the internet. Not a lie.
It is much better, in my view, to have customers and private companies negotiate their own relationship.
The customer and the company work out by themselves. Who do you think is going to win, Milo? Who do you think is going to win? Especially if they have like a monopoly in one place, like you can only get Comcast in a certain place. They can charge whatever they want, and that's not fair. And that's why regulations are good.
And the market to decide what it can bear, what people are prepared to put up with, and for competition to produce the best results.
He just stuck out his tongue again because I think there's a little thing in the back of his head that's saying that the companies all agreed to screw over the customer. And without net neutrality, they can and will.
And second of all, they have told you that this is, about making sure that there's an open, free, internet of an equality internet where everyone gets equal access to whatever. That has never been the case.
Net neutrality will help keep an even playing field for everyone who uses it, and not just the mega corporations and people that can afford the bribe. Milo.
Every service provider, every server already shapes data. They already shape traffic, All of the stuff that net neutrality is designed to eradicate, it never will, because Vodafone is always going to mess around with things.
Milo, that's a stupid argument. The only thing that should keep bandwidth lower is the hardware, not if companies did or didn't pay their bribe.
Your cell networks over here, whatever, Telstra, whatever, they're always going to send some things faster than others, and that will never change. Net neutrality is a cosmetic announcement on the one hand, but really what it represents is the license for the federal government, for the FCC, to wade in and interfere in the relationship between private people and their providers, and to stop companies from providing richer, better, tailored packages.
Tailored means more expensive without net neutrality, Milo. They're gonna charge more because they can, because there's no regulations, because people like you helped the companies. Are you getting paid? I hope you are, Milo. I really do. I hope you are. Hope you get some money out of this.
To you, the consumer, it is about more government control.
Net neutrality is like the EPA for the internet. It puts in regulations that the government enforces to keep everything fair. Alright, and you just want to throw it out. Are you against the EPA too, Milo? I bet you are.
Over a critical utility. So if you're one of those people who reflexively thinks net neutrality sounds like a good idea, you're right, it does sound like a good idea, but you're wrong. It's terrible, and it's just another mechanism of government control, and I want the government out of that completely, out of that relationship. Just leave us to deal with the service providers, and if they screw up, we'll sign up with somebody else.
That's a stupid argument, Milo. What if there's only one provider in your area? Like you live in rural Texas or something. There's one provider. You can only go with Comcast or you have no internet. And now they can jack up the price. This argument would work really well too for like the oil monopoly they had back in the 1800s. Oh, just let the consumer, deal with it and we'll just go with someone else. What if there's only one company like the Rockefellers? You need the government to break it up and to regulate. You don't know anything about net neutrality, Milo. If you like this video, leave a like. And if you disliked his channel, go dislike his video because it was awful. And he should get some criticism for it.